you're a veteran guy. Just wonder what your take is on the quarterback battle. What's it like as far as as the snapper, the center, and kind of give us the vibe of the quarterback battle.
Yeah, well, I mean, all those guys are playing really good right now. They're all showing, good leadership qualities from a quarterback standpoint. We're confident with, any one of those guys as their line and as their teammates. And I know a lot of the offense feels the same way. So we're just, glad that those guys are playing well and came out to compete and look forward to seeing them keep it up as camp goes on.
Is there any value in coaches identifying a guy quickly to build chemistry, or is that maybe overstated?
To be honest, I've never thought of it too much. That's probably it's probably something more for a coach to think about. To be honest, my biggest focus has been, getting our unit right and on the same page and working hard to get ourselves better so that we can protect whoever's back there. So, I'm not sure. Haven't given that question a lot of thought because I've just been so focused on our unit and getting us better. But like I was saying, I think any one of those guys so far, just from watching film and being there in practice, I think they're all doing pretty good and look forward to seeing them keep competing.
Yeah, go ahead, Jake Hatch, and then Bryce Noakes after Jake.
James, a little bit of a off the beaten path question for you here, but we hear a lot about different styles of quarterbacks and how they play the game. A center quarterback exchange, is it different quarterback to quarterback?
I think they got to get more used to me than I got to get used to them because I do the same thing every time. So I think, we take snaps with all of them every day, and they've, we've been working on them, getting them good, making sure that they're smooth, and we'll keep doing that. But yeah, to be honest, I've never really felt the difference between whose hands are back there. So.
And then my second question for you is just in terms of the dynamic of the offensive line this year. You guys had a really cohesive unit for the better part of 3 years going into last season. How different is that dynamic this year? Do you still feel it's about the same?
It's obviously different. I mean, we're missing, 4 guys from that group that we had before, and they brought a lot to the table, obviously, because they're, doing well for themselves right now, wherever they're at. So, I mean, it's, but with the guys that we brought in and with the guys that we still have, I feel like, we're getting to the point where we're pretty fluid and we can communicate well with each other and understand what each other are saying. And so we still have a lot more to get better on. There's probably a whole list of things, that we need to work on just after a few days of camp, and we look forward to the work and look forward to the grind and getting better together. But I think we got a good unit that's cohesive and works well together.
So kind of going off of that question, where do you feel like this group of the offensive line is their biggest strength compared to last year, since you lost so much depth from last year?
Well, a lot of our focus from last year and this year is just playing fast and physical, and those things you hear those things all the time. But in the scheme and the way we run the offense, that's kind of our biggest focus point, I guess. And so just trying to, make that our strength is how fast they play and how physical we play and being on our P's and Q's with knowing what to do and where to be. And, so far in fall camp, I feel like we're making good strides there. I feel like guys are getting confident with the scheme and with everything, the new wrinkles we put in and all the stuff that we kept the same from, the past. So just grinding, just trying to be as fast and as physical as we can be and doing our part.
Okay, go ahead, Mitch Harper, then Gregor Bell.
Yeah, James, earlier you mentioned you wanted to make sure to get your unit all on the same page and get ready for the season. I'm curious, how are the tackles coming along in Blake and Harris, 2 6'8", massive, athletic guys, but how are they actually playing in their elevated roles now within this offensive line?
Yeah, I think, so far in camp, what we're 5 practices in, so far, I think they're coming together really well. Those two have put in a ton of work this offseason, so they're looking good right now, and they have a bunch of work to do to get where they need to be, but I think they're on a good path to get there. They're feeling confident in their roles. They're playing fast and are understanding the scheme the way they should, and I think everything's just coming together, and it's hard to say anything 5 days in. But I think they're playing great. And another tackle that's playing great is Braden Keim as well. He's getting to the point where, he's playing pretty well also. And so I feel confident with those guys and what they can do. And I feel like we're coming together pretty well.
Today being photo day, you're a junior, but you could be a senior. You're looking at is your last photo day with BYU football. I mean, just kind of maybe describe what the scene was like today at photo day and how you're kind of going about this season. Is it being viewed as in the lens of your last, or how are you viewing all of it?
Yeah, I'm just taking it a day at a time. I mean, the most important day is today, and so I'm just focusing on that. I think the future, is yet to be seen and yet to unfold and is yet to be written. So I'm just focusing day to day and taking it as it goes. And so today's photo day. I wish I could pick up the computer and show you guys, but there's all this setup going on here, so I won't mess around with it. But yeah, I mean, it's just good to be with the guys, good to be with the team again. It's great to get started in fall camp and look forward to these next few weeks.
Okay, go ahead, Sean Walker, and then Jason Shepard.
Hey, James. What would you say Coach Funk has brought to the O-line room and the practice field?
Yeah, Coach Funk is awesome. He's I don't know if you've ever had a chance, if any of you guys have had a chance to talk to him, but he's a great human being, first of all, and he's an awesome, caring guy. Brings a lot of wisdom and kind of he's been around the game forever, so he brings a lot of wisdom and a fresh perspective to what we do. He's added definitely a few things that we have really grasped onto and appreciated, and so having him in the room is cool. And I think he connects well with a lot of the guys and is able to bring like I said, a little bit of wisdom, knowledge, and perspective as he approaches our offense and what we do. And just scheme wise, he's been doing our offensive scheme. He's been coaching that for a really long time. That's kind of what we do is what he's done at a lot of different places. So, he has a ton of stuff to add and a lot of good coaching points, and it's great to have him in the room.
And just real quickly, I think you and Blake and Connor and Braden are all offensive linemen whose dads were offensive linemen at BYU, if I'm not missing anybody. Is there any value in that, the fact that you're a second-generation O-lineman and you're all kind of in a similar group there?
Yeah, I mean, just with Connor, I've known Connor since, we were little kids, and their family's close as mine. I know Braden's dad and Blake's dad, and they're all good guys. And, there's tons more guys on the team whose parents played at some point, or some of the coaches who also have connections with some of those older teams. And so it's cool to have that little connection. I don't know how far it goes towards how we play as a group, but it's fun to play football with your friends, and it's just good to be on a team like that.
I think Blake's dad was a linebacker, though, wasn't he, Jim Freeland?
I think so. I think he played defense, but
yeah, the rest were O-linemen, though, right, with Braden and Connor.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
Go ahead, Sean, then Jason. I think that'll probably wrap it up unless someone else has another question.
Yeah, James, I want you to take us back a little bit to that photo day, because normally we get to hang out with you guys and see you guys. And I've noticed the last couple of years, there's always kind of that one guy who's running around like trying to get the best photos for the gram, or just trying to clown around, or that kind of thing. Can you give us kind of a little bit of peek and sort of inside that dynamic of photo day right now, and who's that guy, or maybe some of those guys who are kind of taking that maybe a little bit more seriously than you, obviously, with that glorious mustache?
Hey, thanks. well, I'll tell you what. There's I don't know who that guy is today. Today was one of the smoothest photo days that we've had, because I think just because we've had other photo days this year with different pictures and stuff like that. So we really only just kind of walked in, got a headshot. Some of the new guys needed to get their the picture in their suit and, the suit coat, the classic, BYU picture, and some other guys needed some pictures, but we've had a few, so it was actually smooth. You just walked in, took a picture. I think we signed some footballs and then went and stood up in the bleachers that they had set up for the team photo. So, today there wasn't all that scene like we're used to having, and actually it was kind of nice. So.
James, I actually wanted to ask you kind of a follow-up to what Greg asked you about Coach Funk. And I know he's talked about not wanting to come in and make wholesale changes, that he wants to come in and really build off what you guys have done, not just last year, but over the last couple of years. As a player, how much can you appreciate a guy that comes in and recognizes how good this position has been playing and doesn't want to come in and change everything? He wants to let you guys build off of what you've already accomplished.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was cool the way Coach Funk came in, like he said, and he I met with him one of the first weeks he came in, and he had already read the whole playbook. He had already had everything down. He was familiar with all the concepts because, like I said, that's the kind of offense that he's ran at a lot of places, and so he just kind of sat down and he's like, all right, well, this is what we're going to do. We're just going to keep it, we're going to keep it the same, and we're going to, build off what you guys did. And I think a lot of the guys appreciate it because I think we've all bought into what we do here and our style of offense. We've all bought in, and, we feel like it's structured around us as players and as athletes. And so, it was just great to have him come in, and he bought in from, the second A-Rod and him were on the phone, I think. So we're just happy to have him, and I think he's doing a great job at getting us ready to go.
All right, James, thanks. Anyone else have any questions that popped up? Are we good? All right, James, appreciate your time.
Thanks for having me.